Cincinnati, as Jerry had often pointed out, wasn't facing the kind of urban decay and inner-city violence that many American cities had to deal with. But no city is crime-free, and serious trouble can erupt even in the most peaceful communities. As crowds gathered in Fountain Square to celebrate a major victory by the Cincinnati Reds, fights broke out. A gun was fired, and 2 people were injured. When the melee calmed down, a juvenile was arrested and charged with the shootings. Partly in response to that, and in a bid to crack down on juvenile crime in general, Councilman Walter Beckler launched a petition to impose a curfew on minors under 18 from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. on school nights and from 1 to 6 on weekends and holidays. He collected sufficient signatures for the proposal to be included on the ballot for that November's local election. Jerry immediately leaped into action. He was still young enough to vividly remember his teen years and the value that teenagers place on the freedom to enjoy staying out late or having all-night parties. With the energy he had devoted to campaigning for the right to vote at 19, he wholeheartedly opposed the plan. He attacked it as being unfair to the teenagers who would be the obvious targets and a waste of police time. It would be expensive, costing probably $500,000 a year, money that would have to be obtained by raising taxes or cutting services. Worse, he said, it would have little to no effect on crime figures. I oppose it not only because a curfew bears no relationship to curbing crime, but also because of recent information my office has received from the safety director detailing the cost of legislation in terms of police protection and response time, he stormed. With each juvenile detained for curfew violations, 2 man-hours of police time will have been lost to other more important activities. This would take police off of serious matters and turn them into babysitters. They don't want it either. He gave his fellow council members the latest figures from the Cincinnati Committee on Youth, which showed that 78% of juvenile crimes, including the Fountain Square shootings and associated fighting, took place outside of the curfew hours in any case, and that the police already had weapons like anti-stalking laws that enabled them to arrest suspicious-looking people of all ages, day or night. He also pointed out that overall, 39% of crimes were committed by juveniles, with adults committing the other 61%. There is no relationship between the curfew and the crime being committed, he went on. If a curfew is going to reduce crime, then why not just have a curfew for everybody? In addition, he urged the people who would be most affected by the curfew, the teenagers, to sway the election results even though they didn't have a vote, by talking to their parents' friends, teachers, and any other adults they came in contact with, asking them to vote no on curfew measure issue 12 on the ballot. You have the greatest impact on adults, he told a school gathering. The influence you have is fantastic. His effort paid off, and the proposal was defeated.